Have you ever had that feeling where your picking just feels stuck? Like your pick gets caught between the strings and everything seems clunky? Well, that's exactly what we are talking about today. In this video, I'll break down why this happens and, most importantly, how to fix it, especially if you are working with alternate picking. You'll see close-up examples and I'll give you 3 exercises that will help you to improve this technique. By the way, if you are new here, welcome! I'm Stefano Rossi. I'm a guitar teacher, I'm the director of the DUP Music School, and in my spare time I wonder when I will get again to my favorite amusement park.
Yeah!
Before we start, if you didn't have already, subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. It's completely free for you and this helps me to make my channel grow up and to provide you more free guitar lessons. So if you will do so, thank you very much. And also check out my Patreon, where you will find all the material that you need to follow my free lessons on YouTube. Let's start with something basic but super important, the pick that you use. Now, lots of players obsess over finding the perfect pick, but to be honest, it's not so important as it seems. Just grab a few different picks, maybe 5 or 10, some small, some large, thin, thick, glossy, matte, and figure out what feels good to you. Everyone's hand is different. At my school, none of the teachers use the same pick. I personally like Pick Boy Carbon Nylon, but it's just me. There's no right or wrong answer here. So before you spend hours finding the perfect pick, remember, if your picking technique is solid, you will be able to play with any pick. I'd say the pick matters at about 3% of your ability to do alternate picking. The rest is controlling the motion. Now, onto the real issue. Why does your pick get stuck when you move from a string to another? It mostly comes down to picking angle and whether you are aware or not of this thing. Let's start with a single string. If your pick is completely flat against the string and you are digging in too deep, it's going to sound like this. That's not what you want. Instead, try tilting your pick slightly in this direction, maybe around 25 to 30 degrees. That way you're just gliding with the tip of the pick, getting that nice balance between attack and smoothness. Once you get that working on the single string, it's great, but this is the easy part. It's on the string changes that usually things start falling apart. Even if your picking feels great when you just pick one string, as soon as you try to cross over to the next strings, you will feel something bad about your hand. But why? Well, if your picking motion is perpendicular to the strings, your pick has to jump in and out between each string. This is not an economic motion. If I try to move from one string to the next with a straight picking path, I end up having to make a little hop to get to the next string. It's sabot, but it breaks the flow. This is where the concept of pick slanting comes in. It's a technique that was studied and popularized by Troy Grady, and honestly, it can change the game. The idea is simple. If you angle your picking motion slightly, either downward or upward, you naturally end up outside the strings after certain strokes. That makes string changes way easier. So if my hand is doing just like this, I do this kind of movement. Not... okay? So if my hand rests on the upper part of the body of my guitar, if I play 4 notes here, it's more convenient to me to start with an upstroke, so to have an up, down, and then up on the next string. If my hand is like this, so I'm positioning my pinky here, it's the opposite. So my picking is like this, and then I should change strings with a downstroke. So, if I have 4 notes on this string, okay, I should start with a downstroke, so I can change the string with a downstroke too. Now, depending on how you position your hand, you should change a little bit the way that you pick. For example, I rest my hand on the upper part of the body. This is because I used to play a lot of hybrid picking arpeggios. So it feels really natural for me to just have this kind of support here. As you could understand now, there is no correct answer on how you should rest your hand on the body. But if you know what you're doing, you can change the way that you approach your alternate picking accordingly. For me, as you've seen, it's easier to change strings after an upstroke, but for somebody else it's the opposite. Alright, time for something hands-on. Try this simple 4-note per string chromatic sequence. If you keep your right hand in the same way that I do, it's useful to start with an upstroke. But if you use the opposite position, try to start it with a downstroke. By doing this, you'll feel immediately the difference on skipping from a string to another. No more awkward hops between strings. Alright, let's make it trickier. What happens if you are not playing an even number of notes on each string? That's when things get more interesting and more frustrating. Let's say that you are playing a lick where there is 3 notes per string. Something like this exercise. Now your pick strokes don't line up in the same way anymore. Suddenly you are trying to change strings after a wrong movement and you are stuck again. You see that if I start with a upstroke here, I'm not in the right position. But if I start with a downstroke, now I change string smoothly. But after these 2 notes, okay, I'm stuck again. Ah, what the hell. So what's the solution? You can try this. Try to adjust your pick slanting on the fly. Okay, I have a little bit exaggerated the movement, but just to show you what you should do. You should change the way that you use your right hand just during the string change, so it lines up better. When you play it fast, it's a really tiny move, but it could make the difference. Now let me show you this third exercise, maybe my favorite one. Here's what's cool about it. I play all the exercise without changing my pick slant. But how? I start with an even number of notes and then I move this lick up 1 note on the scale. So I generate a different number of notes, so it's not more 3 plus 3, but it's 3 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's an even number of notes. And so my picking movement is not altered by it. Adding these 3 notes on the second string keeps this lick circular, and then makes this scale really easy to play. Honestly, this kind of solution was a game changer to me. Have you ever wondered why some licks are easier to play than others? Most of the time because the smooth ones let your pick follow its natural motion, without sudden awkward changes. Once you understand this, you can start building your own licks based on the way that you keep your pick in hand, and maybe even start to develop your own style. So yeah, picking isn't just about speed, but it's about control and knowing how your hand moves. These exercises will help you play a lot better. If you found this video helpful, remember to subscribe to my channel and to give this video a like. And also check out my Patreon for other video lessons. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time. Ciao ciao ciao!